Hey, Dev.
Yo.
Who's sponsoring this episode?
Colossal.
I think it's colossally crazy that I didn't know that.
I think it's a colossal failure on your end.
Colossal.
Anyway, this episode is supported by Colossal, a brand new way to discover beats online. Colossal lets artists gain exclusive access to beats from top industry producers. These are beats that are usually only reserved for major artists, and they're partnering with new producers every day. We're excited to share that Colossal is now in beta, so if you're an artist looking for beats, check it out now. And if you're a producer and want to get on the platform and sell more beats, register now at colossal.fm/producers. And it's free, no subscription costs. The app has a killer feature called Vibes, which is a totally new take on beat discovery. Just describe the kind of beats you're looking for, and Vibes gives you a personalized feed to scroll through, just like TikTok. Visit colossal.fm right now to get started.
To be fair, that was a big deal back in the day when when people ask you to freestyle. The reason why a lot of people want freestyles is like, yo, bro, I really gotta write something that I can never use in a song, anything. So
but the thing is, back then you could use it on different radio stations.
No, they did.
Nobody could hear it.
But that was the thing.
Now you can't. It's like if I do it on LA Leakers, y'all gonna see it. If I do it on Funk Flex,
that's why people pick their platforms now. They be like, look, I'm giving this over there, and that's it. I did want to ask y'all something.
No,
you did it. It's fine.
No.
You don't have to do it. Can I say something? Literally, when y'all slate, you mess up everything because then I see two claps and go, which one?
Hey,
it's
the
fine.
last one.
No,
The last
you don't
one.
have.
No,
And then
listen to me,
don't
but do the
listen.
last
And then
one.
you're gonna edit this video.
Okay. They gonna be mad as hell when they leave Cap Cut. And now you gotta do it again because I cursed.
When there's a big Cap Cut logo in the beginning of the video, like. Yo, LG, there's one thing I wanted to bring to y'all. I wanted to ask y'all because I've been, honestly, I was off the plugin. I've been off of my plugin vendor, like just downloading a bunch of plugins and stuff like that. And then I recently decided, I was like, I want to be more intentional about the plugins that I purchase.
Shout out to one of our last episodes. You did say that you're looking within your bundles first before you have to look outside.
Very true.
Me
Yeah.
too. Vocaline by Waves.
There's a new one out too.
No, Waves made their own.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
I can't use SyncVox.
Why?
Because remember, Ableton doesn't have ARA. Which led
That's
me
an
to
ARA plugin?
It's not an ARA.
No,
SyncVX is an ARA plugin, which led me to
For
realizing
who?
It's just the ARA thing.
What?
Because the way they're looking at it, it's an elastic audio kind of functionality. Ableton doesn't support that because technically that is in the moment, real time. I'm fixing or adjusting how this like audio waveform is going to hit from transient to whatever.
I don't. Go ahead.
But I will say that then led me to discovering, and I told you about it the other day. The company, I can't remember the company's name. Damn, shout out though. The company that makes Vocaline, just like Oak Sound, they have a fucking rent to own monthly now.
Okay, Oak Sound? As they should, because their plugins are pretty expensive.
So if I'm not mistaken, for $8 a month, you can $8 a month Vocaline.
Can I say something?
Until you can afford it.
Can I say something about Oak Sound? Let me say this about Oak Sound. They on y'all.
Oh,
yo, I got a new plugin. Shout out my dude David Fields from the Diamond Members.
Yes, sir.
Bro, Speccraft. Have you ever heard of Speccraft?
No. I feel like there's a plugin name generator where they just run through two halves and you just press generate. Because
Speccraft. Elgene, that plugin, when I mean it's replaced Soothe for me. I always be like, no, I'm not saying it's replacing Soothe. That one, I'm not gonna lie. That one
I don't use Soothe.
That's fine. I'm used Speccraft. See it like this.
But it's an Oak Sound plugin.
No, it's not an Oak Sound plugin.
Sure.
It's a whole nother company, brand, everything. Sorry, I don't know the name of their brand, but my guy, David Young, I was on David Youngin's stream the other day. Shout out all up in the mix. And he was showing some plugins, and he was like, yo, I'm going to just try to use Speccraft and Black Vortex, and that's it on his stream. And I was like, okay, cool. And I was like, yo, I keep hearing my boy David from the membership talk about Speccraft, and I was like, yo, okay, let me just look at what it is. So he pulled it up, and it's like a resonant suppressor. So you pick where you want it, and you basically pick what ranges you want it to like attenuate and stuff like that. But the functionality of it and the way it sounded and the GUI to me made even more sense than I realized. And it has I'm throwing it out there to just all our people. No, it's not paid. I don't even know the name of the company, to be honest. I just know it's called Speccraft.
Well, I do now.
I'm on the demo still.
I will say
it's like a resonant suppressor.
I will, because obviously I'm gonna show y'all my phone.
Yeah.
I will put the picture up in the clip.
Okay.
This thing.
Yes, bro.
This ish look like a Fab
What's the name
Filter
of the
Pro
company?
Q Killer.
It looks like Fab Filter.
It looks like a Pro Q Killer.
Speccraft.
No, but what's the name of the company?
What is the name of the company?
3 something body audio, 3 body whatever audio.
3 body audio.
3 body audio.
Facts. Can I be honest with you?
3 body audio.
The way it sounded with me trying to kill resonance was so clean. It sounded so transparent. Like, you know how sometimes you have like that, like your harshness in your vocal and stuff like that. Like, I was able to go to like 3K, boost it, and then basically just the way it sounded. I know there's mad plugins that exist like this, bro. I know. But when I heard what it sounded like and how I was able to manipulate the attack and release within it. Yeah. And just all the other things I was able to do, I was like, yo, bro, it sounds really nice. Basically, it's not something from a functionality, but it just sounded really nice. Word. Like it sounded the best to me. I was like, this sounds really good. And it was low latency.
Yeah.
Ooh.
As hell. It was super, it didn't kill my computer. We loaded up like 10.
Low latency. Speaking of low latency, shout out my boy Method. I remember I said I hated Pro DS because the latency.
Pro DS is nice though.
It's that look ahead?
He was just like, just turn off look ahead.
Yeah,
it's
like,
that. Yo,
can I be honest with you?
Dab me up.
Can I be honest? Duh. The
It was
other
the
day somebody
biggest
said it and I
duh,
was like oh
Dab
my
me up.
gosh.
Dab me up.
Duh.
Because you said it. You did say it.
I said,
you did say
yo,
it.
just turn up the look ahead, and I think you can record with it on.
Damn.
Pro DS, I ain't gonna lie, Pro DS still is one top.
It's a very CPU and intensive heavy, but it's a very, for good reason, it's a very great
still top.
de-esser.
I'm still using TDSer and DS from Fab Filter still. Yes, Techovation's TDSer, and then also another plugin that I just want to.
No, we're gatekeeping plugins from now on, bro.
No, I want to ungate. Let's ungatekeep. Let's ungate. Let's open the gates. Open the gates.
Sponsored.
Ungate. Yeah, because we sponsored.
Right,
Everything is sponsored.
Yeah.
But I do want to mention this other plugin that I did download recently. So recently I was looking for I was like, okay, cool. I don't right now want to look for like a mastering EQ, like like a hardware mastering EQ. I was like, not right now. I don't want to do that. So what I was like is, what am I looking for out of my EQ? And so it's changed my mentality for plugin like searching. Yeah. Instead of saying, wow, that's new, I want to try it, I say, what do I want to add to my repertoire as far as my plugins that I'm looking for specifically to add to my workflow? So in my head, I was like, I want a really phenomenal mid-side EQ that is saturating as well, that has harmonics. I was like, I'm looking for a really good mid-side EQ. So I decided to go for the black box EQ that's been out for a minute.
Yes.
I didn't know, I just been not getting around to it. Yeah. And I put that thing on, and I'm not gonna lie, it sounds, I love that. It's the one,
Can I say
bro.
something too?
Like Brainworks, like I'm not gonna lie, like y'all.
No, Brainworks is nice.
The ones,
Plugin Alliance, bro. That whole conglomerate they have over at Native Instruments is beautiful.
Oh yeah.
Can I say something about the black box? Huh?
Which black box? Which one?
The regular one.
Okay.
I didn't know they made a real black box. I think you posted on the story.
Oh, you didn't know there was a real one?
Boy, I'm not gonna lie, I might cop.
Bro, can I blow? What did you use it on? No. What did you use it on?
I didn't use it on nothing. I saw it on your story. I think you reposted somebody that took a video of the real black box, like the actual outboard.
A while ago.
Can I?
It sounds so good.
How much is it?
3,000.
Maybe roughly about.
Shout out Dom Sagalas. He has a video of the plugin versus the hardware.
And is it better?
Yeah, the hardware was smacking.
Can I say something though?
But the plugin is amazing though. But the hardware sounded like that's extra.
Similar to the theme with how you thought, or how it's alleged that the CL1B is emulated in the Opto slate compressor.
Yes, we don't know this either. We gotta find out.
You've seen the black box in plugin format for a very long time. Can I tell you what I believe my assumption for the earliest emulation of it was?
Of the black box? Mm-hmm. What?
Decapitator.
You think that was a black box emulation?
The more I look at Decapitator's GUI, I'm like, this looks like a simplified black box.
How did you get there?
You could be cooking.
You could be, but
you also could be burning.
I could be burning.
You could be.
I could be
burnt
in
toast.
I could be in the burnt toast.
You could be burnt toast. You could be in the toaster way too long, my G. I
Way
ain't gonna
too
lie.
long.
Either you're a genius or you're an a-hole.
When you look at the knobs, and then obviously you have the different styles of saturation at the bottom, the different algorithms and stuff like that. To me, that feels more like, okay, you're choosing more even order, odd order, or maybe a blend in between the two. But then, of course, you have your drive and stuff like that. That kind of reminds me of the alt saturation knob on the actual black box module. You see what I'm saying?
There's something there.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, there's something that's similar in setup or GUI or appearance, but I feel like the Decapitator was, if it is an emulated type of black box kind of thing, it must have been one of the first black box emulations on the market.
That's so interesting you said it because I never thought about that. But I don't know. I don't see it. But you may
could be cooking.
It could be cooking.
Could be cooking up a whole lot of
a lot of BS. And one last piece that I did want to bring up.
And gatekeep or
no, I'm not gonna get it. I'm not gonna gatekeep this. Shout out to our Diamond member again. I ain't gonna lie, that Diamond member chat, they make you spend money because everybody's throwing out ideas and letting you know like, yo, this is what I got. This is what I got.
Are they sponsored?
This is not sponsored. Thank you. No. Thank you. No, thank you, bro. Nah, for real. For real, because you know that pisses us off. Like, it's not sponsored. It's just me. This is what I have. I liked it. I bought it, okay? Shout out my guy, Nair. He was like how he bought the SPL Tube Vitalizer MK3.
Yeah.
That piece right there. You see that piece? Up top?
Okay. The physical.
The physical. Oh. So remember the plugin? We used to talk about the plugin with the stereo expander and stuff like that?
Yeah.
So he had a mix, right? And I was watching him at the HMD after party. We really got a culture going right now. So I was at the HMD after party, and Nair was on there, and he was like, yo, I got this new piece. Share my screen. Let me show y'all what it sound like. And he was playing with it, and bro, I was so thrown off of how it sounded. It sounded incredible. Like, it was like the high end, the bottom. Everything was better. Everything. Running through the tubes. So I was like, yo, what is this piece? And he was like, it's the SPL 2 Vitalizer MK3. Now, he made me realize we had the MK2 emulate the plugin, and we liked it as far as like the stereo expander and stuff. Dog, I'm not gonna lie, that piece is in my chain, and it is smacking, bro.
That's the MK3?
That's the MK3.
Oh, yeah.
So that's the MK3. So there's a stereo expander on it. There's a coil EQ, which I had to do some more research on. Yeah. Bro, the brightness, I want you to play with it. The brightness on it is like, you're going to be like, how is it that bright and not feeling shrilly? Also, you know how we don't like anything on our bass?
Yeah.
I ain't going to lie.
I've been messing with the basses lately.
Yeah, I'm talking about like compression, like messing with so much on our bass. Okay. That, for the first time piece-wise, the bass, it is incredible. It has a soft setting and then a tight setting, so you can make the bass feel softer, which feels like it gives it a little bit of this like 40 hertz like bump, like kind of makes the bass feel a little more round. And then tight setting, you can assume like it makes the bass sound tighter. Then it has a bass compressor, and the bass compressor, I'm not gonna lie, it actually made the bass sound better. And I was shocked, because usually bass compression, I'm like,
and I was shocked.
Yeah, I was shocked. And the way it's running through the tubes, bro, the intensity, the brightness of it, the stereo expander, that piece is. That tube, whatever they put in that, shout out to people at SPL.
Magic.
Not sponsored. That piece is in here. I'm positive it's not.
I told you. I like compression on my bass.
I know. I compress my bass. But I'm talking about when you talk about like master, like mix bus compression and stuff like that. Like, you know how you do it on your mix bus? Like, think about it. This is on my mix bus.
Yeah.
It's in parallel, by the way. Just to be clear, it's in parallel. The whole piece is in parallel. So it's not the actual signal that you're hearing at full 100% signal. Right. It's a blend with the drive. It's a blend.
You know what plugin I did get paid under the table to talk about?
Don't say that, because somebody's gonna clip that, and then they're gonna clip that with this.
Like, see, it happens.
Ooh, listen, you know what plugin I did get paid under the table to talk about?
What?
Yo, so I've been playing with this new plugin, right? It's called the Black Vortex by some company. I never heard
I didn't
of
pay
it,
you for. I didn't pay you for that plugin.
Damn,
I didn't pay you. I sent it to you as a friend. I asked you to test it. You never did. So I had to go to my other friends.
That's literally a lie.
I had to go to other friends and say, "Can you please test this?" Even Rob was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna download it." I was like, "Yo, my friends really hate me."
We do?
Yeah,
or we just be outside. You have successful friends.
Courtney checked it out. Thank you. I appreciate you, bro.
Courtney's successful.
I didn't say anything about the success
I was wondering where that was going to go.
I didn't say anything of the success.
But you have friends. You have friends that have some stuff going on, and be roaming around the states, United States. And Rob just so happened to be out of town when you sent it to him.
Word.
And you know how I know that?
How?
Because I left right after Rob, and you sent it to me.
That was 2 months ago.
Yes.
Damn.
You think traveling stops? You think work stops?
So for 2 months.
And it wasn't 2 months ago, you lied.
Yes, it was.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was. Because I started sending out the beta like 2 months ago.
I understand that, but you didn't send me the beta early.
Yes, I did.
I can tell you exactly when you sent it.
I sent that beta out for the Black Vortex mad early. You are lying.
All
of y'all lying.
Anyways, tell them about the plugin. You never explained it on the pod.
I never explained it on the podcast.
So explain it.
Long story short, Black Vortex is a newer plugin from HMD, and it's a plugin that manipulates early reflections, giving you the ability to make things feel more forward in the mix or further back. And once again, when you're moving the back slider, it's manipulating the early reflections. Now, I do see a few people like, yo, just use volume. You are sadly mistaken. And if you think that you can accomplish that with just volume, cool, that's fine. Like, that's up to you. But for the people that really understand the process or just know how deeply, people have spoken about things like early reflection. Shout out Jason Joshua. A lot of people have spoken about early reflections and how it has a different sound as far as how it plays upon your ear, like from a psychoacoustic standpoint, without getting too technical. It's a really cool way to accomplish depth as opposed to some of the other traditional methods. So I like it this way. The mid push, I love it. It's one of my favorite like mid band kind of like techniques that I've been using to push things forward. And it's been great. Shout out Bob Horn, who just sent me the greatest message about it. Like, I really appreciate him about it. Shout out David Youngin.
Yeah. And shout out Devvon Terrell for not only putting the plugin together, but lining y'all on live, because I'm looking at the text, and exactly a month ago today, you said, yo, did I send you the plugin, by the way? And I said, excuse me?
A month ago?
Yeah.
A month ago today I said that?
Yeah. So
I said, did I send you the plugin?
No. You didn't send it to me by then, but you sent it to me that day. So you sent it to me a month ago today. Not 2 months ago.
Okay, maybe.
Yeah.
Whatever. Because I knew he wasn't going to open it. I was like, he's never going to open this thing.
Anyways, Court, what plugins have been
Courtney opened it day 3. That's my man. So I appreciate you.
That's not true. I opened it day 1. Don't do that. Whatchamacallit? What new plugins have I really gotten into? I would say, man, new. I was telling you about the stem limiter. I really like the stem limiter.
What? Can you explain that to me?
I guess I've been using the new, to answer this question, probably would be the ozone maximizer, because I'm using it for a lot of like transient stuff and
I'm
information.
using it like crazy. Yo, Chris
shout
mode.
Out, I'm about to say
Chris mode.
Oh yeah, about to say shout out the IRC algorithms. Y'all go have fun with those. Whatchamacallit? The BX stem limiter, however, though, and I will also get the proper name and stuff.
Stem limiter.
Yep.
I'm very interested. That's why I'm like, what is it?
So let's actually look it up right now. Yeah.
Shout out, by the way, FL25 is out. So shout out to FL Studio.
What's new? We'll come back. We'll spin back, because that's like, I know it's because I seen everybody going crazy. Y'all go crazy for all your updates. I'll be like, man,
y'all don't update enough.
We don't.
It's fine.
You're absolutely right. We're still fighting for. I seen some new Dolby Atmos thing. Stop, bro. Come on. I seen some new Dolby Atmos thing. He's fucking me up. I seen this new Dolby Atmos thing we got, but I was like, yo, fix the piano roll.
You commented that?
No, but I want to fix the piano roll, please.
All right, so with the whatchamacallit, the stem limiter, it's designed to be used on multiple buses to smoothen things out and glue them together prior to running a full-blown mastering limiter like the XL V2 or the Master Desk. These plugins work best and most importantly sound best when they don't have too much limiting to do. So I think that's why they place the emphasis on calling it a stem limiter or referring to it as a stem limiter, because it's meant for individuals,
right?
But because you're trying to tame an individual aspect, it's like, well, it's not a group of sounds, so it shouldn't, in theory, have to be doing a bunch of limiting. You just want to set a wall for it to say, don't go past here, and then if I need to turn you up, let's turn you up. If I need to turn you down, let's turn you down.
Is it out?
Yeah, it's been out for dumb long.
So my question to you is, with the stem limiter, is it for like, okay, just on this snare, or just it's not for subgroups?
It can be if you want it to be, but its purpose is to not have to do so much limiting.
Right. Excuse me. Which is kind of how we attack the drum bus, like how we do it. Like, so you know that limiter at the end.
So here's a perfect example of as to how I say it. So like for me, like I kind of always every single mix, and that's just because like that's something I take very seriously. I trouble with the balance of my vocals to the actual instrumentation. I'm like, damn, I always want that feeling of the vocals sound like they're a part of the song,
right,
but not like they're getting lost beneath the other elements. Stem limiter allows me to set it. Let's say the instrument bus is hitting -12, the vocals are hitting -10, and the drums are hitting -8.
Okay.
I want that -10 that the vocals are hitting at to sound a little bit more like -9. Okay. So I could put stem limiter on the vocals, just the lead vocal bus.
Right. The bus.
Have its threshold peak be -10. So it's not gonna go above -10 at all.
Okay.
But then it has a gain boost function
to push into the
it
wall.
Increases the loudness.
To push into the ceiling.
Essentially, right? So it's increasing the perceived loudness.
Yes, the low level.
So I'm maybe getting what sounds like 9, 8, 7 dB of volume out of it, but how it's being read as, it actually is not. Headroom-wise, it's not going above 10 dB.
So what you're making me think to myself is, it's kind of how we have our drum bus set up right now, where we're taking the limiter on our drum bus, and this is a technique Courtney and I have been doing. A lot of people do this, so I'm not trying to say this to
absolutely.
one.
Yeah,
Anyway.
just Courtney and you, right?
All right.
I remember you got a new podcast. I ain't forget that.
All right, well, let's spin back. So there's a limiter at the end of the drum bus, and basically that limiter, shout out Tizio for this, and the limiter at the end of the drum bus is like that final squeeze on the actual drums that allow me to take some dynamics out of the drums, that then when I go to my stereo mix bus, I don't have to do so much limiting in order to get that loudness, because I'm getting a little bit more of a squeeze out of the dynamics from the drums, giving me more perceived volume just from the overall drum sound, which to me, the drum sound is probably like the loudest stuff in the mix, besides the vocals and stuff like that. Right, and the bass. So long story short, what you're making me feel like is, now you're going to the vocals and saying to yourself, okay, here's a stem limiter on the vocal bus. We're squeezing dynamics out of it a bit more, giving me a little bit more of that perceived volume. And now I shouldn't have to limit so hard later down on the entire mix bus, which is very interesting and kind of something we doing, but I only do it for my drums. I only squeeze like the drum bus on the bus on my drums.
It's case by case. It's not always the vocal. Sometimes it'll be like a bass. Sometimes it'll be the instrument bus itself, where I'm just like, I just want, sometimes when it's just jumped that one peak, that one annoying peak, don't have it go above -10, but have it sound loudness-wise like it's -9.
Can I tell you, spin the block on something? Have you opened Orange Clip 3 yet, the new one?
Woo! Shout
out. I hear you. Oh, that's right.
Out. Oh, yeah,
I forgot.
That's
I'm not going to lie. What sets us apart, where I say the FL Studio uses now, I'm like, yo, it's multi-band.
I know. And that's cheating.
That multi-band is, it is
cheating.
OLG.
But at the same time, too, I don't use Fruity Limiter on my drums anymore.
Got you. I haven't seen you ever use it, to be honest.
No,
like,
I did use it on my
drums. At some point, you saw clipper.
I kid you not.
What about the saw clipper?
No, not on my drums.
Okay. Bro.
No. On my drums, I just pick good sounds, word to Mike Dean.
Yep.
And I just throw knock on it.
Nice. Shout out D Kizzy.
Shout out my boy D.
Shout out D Cap.
You know, he definitely sent me a $200,000 wire.
Yeah, he's definitely paying us. Right. Exactly. Let everybody know.
I ain't gonna lie, they gonna get tired of it.
I know, because they need to get tighter, because it just makes it. I ain't gonna lie. Like, yes, that pissed me off too. Like, we had a really viral clip, the one with Serato. That was that shit got almost like 2 million views on YouTube.
Speaking
by the way,
of which,
what?
Serato just sent the $500K to my account this morning, so I can talk about this.
They did not.
So Serato has a new plugin called Hex Effects.
What's that?
I haven't tried it yet, but I've seen 2 people do ads behind it. One was Decap, and the other one was Amber from Moonchild. Shout out to Amber. Goodness gracious. But it's all-in-one. It's a multi-effect unit plugin, and it's incredible. Like, I can't even describe it. It's not meant for anything specifically. I know Decap did his on drums. She did hers on vocals, and there are a bunch of presets made by creators. It's a bunch of effects in one, but it's unique. It's a unique approach to it. I haven't tried it yet.
It's Serato?
It's Serato.
There's no AAX version, bro.
Speaking of who can use it though?
Who?
FL Studio 25.
Well,
I'm
sure
FL Studio 20. That was a segue. You haven't been podding in a minute. Well, you have, because you have 2 pods now.
Word, he does.
So back to what we were talking about. FL Studio 25. There are some new things with it.
What is it?
Right now, as of the recording of this, the beta is out. Only the beta, so we don't have access to a lot of new stuff. But
download if you
we have a new mixer.
Okay. At this point, it's a beta, but right now it could be out.
Dynamic mixer tracks plus.
Right. What does that mean?
It says it. I haven't tried it.
What is a dynamic mixer track?
I don't know, but it's
dynamic.
It's not. It doesn't give him a detailed explanation.
Yeah. I'm reading an overview right now.
That sounds like y'all might have added something to y'all routing.
Yeah, for sure.
Sounds like y'all paid attention and y'all listened to y'all users. That's what it sounds like to me.
You know what else we got that y'all don't have?
What?
Unlimited tracks.
What do you mean unlimited tracks?
You could keep pressing plus to add as many tracks as you need, and I think Larry O did it, and it just kept adding tracks. I think he was in the thousands. We can add as many tracks as you need.
Can I ask you a question?
Unlimited track. I know you don't need it, but
I don't care about that.
Ooh, you sure?
Think
about it.
Question?
What?
Yeah.
Does it also apply to your inserts? Your sends?
Yeah.
Yeah, they probably
1,000 sends.
They probably the best.
You forget every track in FL could be a send.
Yeah, but the way you got to think about the send.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
The way you got to think about the send is very different from any other DAW. Like, so that's why I'm like, okay, cool, but
it might be the ones we still locked out at 12.
What do you mean?
I told you.
What?
You didn't knew that.
What?
Ableton does not go past 12 cents.
You mean 12 inserts?
No, cents. Like your auxes.
Us too, though. Us too. We have 12. Yeah, you can only do 12 sends on our.
What is that about?
I mean, that's a lot of different signals. I guess copy.
It's ones and zeros.
His can't go past that. It sends. His sends.
That's
you can do more than 12 sends in FL Studio on one track. On this one vocal, I could do.
Oh no, 10.
See, that's what I'm saying.
No, I told you. Not the send. Okay, my fault. So proper terminology. The returns.
What?
My
head hurts.
Actual.
Yeah, hold on.
So like your quarter verb, your long verb, your short verb.
Right.
The returns.
Those
we got unlimited.
Those are sends.
Separate tracks with the different effects on them.
Yeah.
Those are sends.
You can only have up to 12 on one. We can have unlimited.
No, you can't. No way.
Yes, you can.
Like, wait,
let's say I have 17 different reverb.
Sure.
I can send one track to all 17.
There you go. I told you.
Through a send.
Yes.
Bro, the dongly
through an individual send that you can say, okay, to that verb 1, 10, give me 10%, 3% on that.
Yeah.
You have unlimited sends you can
Yes.
do?
Brother.
No way.
Yes.
Gang, think about our thing. We have the dongly wires on the bottom, right?
Yes.
So you can literally.
You'll always be able to see
No way it's
it.
unlimited.
It is.
Yes.
In fact, my laptop.
I am
But
going
that's
to
what I'm
test
saying.
that.
You have FL,
No.
Yes.
No.
I think I do. I deleted it.
And see, literally, that's what I've always said to them. I'm like, that they're kind of like they're existing within the space that Pro Tools has occupied and all of our other companies have occupied.
I don't think that's
but
possible.
They're thinking about it from the kids of the future mentality. Because literally, I'm just like, why at this point in 2025, if DAWs are mainly more ones and zeros than they are physical, why can't we have unlimited sends? That doesn't make sense to me.
But to me, it seems like a processing. It seems like more of like a technical issue.
It's the same. What differentiates it from an audio track?
Because you're taking that same audio track and you're copying it and sending it over. I'm not a genius.
Why can't you send it?
I'm not a genius. I don't know why.
I hear you, but
I'm just saying, if I was to think about why they would stop you at 12, then I would think to myself, it's probably some type of processing thing where it's like, hey, copy. It's a bunch of copies of that one audio track. Think about it. That's playing back 15, 17, 1,000 times. That's one track. It's playing back 18 times in different variations.
To me, I think it's more not lucrative but practical to tell the modern producer now, make warnings in numerous DAWs. It doesn't matter, like, if y'all want to adopt this mindset, to make a warning like, hey, above 12 sends, you're going to start experiencing CPU issues. But you still have the ability to go above.
I wouldn't let you do it. If I was a DAW, I would just
kind of weird to me.
Because I don't know. I'm not gonna say you may start experiencing because then it can run into the issue of, and I've been here before where I've put too much on a certain back in the day with certain computers. I put too much on a certain session, and then I'm like, save, and I'm like, okay, it's crapping out, and I close it. Then I go back to open it, and it don't open because it's stressed out the computer, and I'm like, God damn it, I can't even open a session.
I still think it's worth it because
think about how powerful our computers are. Though.
Thank you.
I know, but also you think about how many people are still catching up to how powerful our computers are. Not everyone is on M1. I know.
So literally, we treat it like how when you open too many Omnispheres in an old computer, it just won't work out.
Literally.
Like, think about it. Like,
now that isn't a limitation of the DAW to me though. So I'm saying that this process of creating 1,000 sends, granted I don't know if it's like, oh, is this putting a load on my computer? But I know capabilities in a DAW, I would probably kind of hinder people a bit from doing something that I'm like, that might crash our system.
It's the same thing with Omnisphere though.
If I'm using 12, why not? What if I need that 13th one?
Yeah. I agree. That'd be cool if you need the 13. But I'm just saying, I wonder why it's 12 for you, but it also happens to be 12 for me. I'm like, oh, that's interesting. And I think Logic has a limitation too. But I feel
like you have a little bit more leeway because keep in mind, where I figured out this issue was Jesse Ray. Shout out Jesse Ray.
He
loves his cascade effects, cascade delays, cascade reverbs.
That's my secret way to do it and to get around
FL and Pro Tools. Like they specialize in that in their own ways. Pro Tools has a lot of workarounds for you to like, all right, you're limited to these sends, but you can make more
technically, yeah.
FL, you just make however many sends you need.
Right.
And now with the amount of the unlimited tracks thing, we literally have unlimited.
Ableton, cascading has always been an issue for me because I'm just like, once I get to the point where I'm just like, I need 3 different reverbs or 3 different delays, now it's a problem because I still have my effects bus, because I still have my regular long verb bus, I still have my regular short verb bus, I still have my regular sometimes I just need a half note or quarter late throw, but I might have a cascade of delay effects that I've already just attuned for the specific song, and because I have to keep it all on one send, it sounds weird versus having numerous
own send. But my thing is, so for me, like I get the job done within those 12.
And I hear you for sure.
Where it's
That's
like
always the object.
Verb 2, verb 1, verb 4, verb 5.
But we're also not in an intensive genre that experiments that much. There's
that
like
much.
EDM and
no, for sure. I'm not saying it's a bad thing to have it. Like I'm all for. What I'm just saying is I wonder why.
Why
is there a limitation on it, and why is it in place? Because like you said with the Jesse Ray thing, I agree with you. Like the one thing with Jesse Ray, I have a aux in my session that says 3D vocal effects, and that's basically the cascade of all the time-based like wonky stereo imaging kind of effects for the vocals. But I kind of palette those sounds. So those particular auxes, I mess at the actual aux as opposed to the send. The send is coming out full blast on that and going to these 8 effects that I may decide and stuff like that to use. So I'm really different with that. To be honest, that's a whole different workflow when it comes to like just time-based effects and stuff like that I'm using.
Because then
by the way, I'm sorry, the maximum amount of tracks is 500, not unlimited.
Okay.
Oh, in FL?
In FL?
That's still damn near unlimited.
I mean, well, we could do Pro Tools can load up something crazy like that.
Sends though. That's why this particular question I asked him is that split between if you wanted,
because any track can be
a sentence. See, and that's what makes it different.
So let me ask you this: Okay, besides that, what else is it? So y'all got what do y'all got?
You could do real time. So our FL mastering thing before you had to actually master it, let it go through the whole process, and then listen to it. Now we could do real time previews of what the master would sound like with whatever settings we put in.
Real time?
You know what that tells me? You know what that tells me? Because you just said you started tapping in with Sync VX more. That tells me that they listen to their fucking community and they just put ARA integration into their DAW.
Well, I don't know. I never tested.
Yeah, I got ARA?
It sounds like that.
I'm still on FL21, so I couldn't
the dynamic.
I hate searching for your plugins.
What you call it? Exporting is better as far as the sample names.
Nice.
It handles the zip file, like
just your file system management is a little better. Okay.
Browser stuff. There's a lot of like just workflow things in here. So new tabs, a new preset tab, columns mode, some folder stuff.
Yeah, that's free.
The slice tool changed. Automation clips have improved. Clip menus will open a clips pop-up menu when the mouse is over it. That's just workflow stuff.
Okay, so workflow stuff.
We have some updated plugins, which some plugins that have needed updates. And I don't know what a VFX script is, but it has something to do with Patcher.
VFX script?
Yeah.
Visual effects script?
Yeah, visual effects script.
What's that?
So it's a Patcher effect plugin. If it's, I don't know what it is though.
Visual effects script? What's that?
It has to be somewhere how the
VFX script is used in Patcher to manipulate MIDI notes and automation parameters with Python. That is a whole different world that I'm not.
Python? Well, that's coding language.
I know.
Yeah.
And
what y'all got going on over there?
I don't want to know.
Yo, I'm not gonna lie. Y'all might have one of the most powerful like plugins on earth, and y'all not.
We have one of the most powerful DAWs on earth. We probably have the most powerful DAW on earth.
How? In what way?
There are literally no limitations in FL Studio.
It's just
workflow with y'all.
It's worked on from, again, that's why I said with them.
It's just modular,
it's
bro.
worked on. It's the kids of today saying this is what we appreciate from yesteryear,
right?
And we're gonna pay that forward. Versus the rest of us, that's just like, well, this is the way music works.
Yeah.
Let's try and figure it out for the future.
I hear you.
That's the wrong way to fucking do it.
I hear you. Listen, bro, all I want is a new piano roll that works.
I hear you, nigga.
That's all I want.
I want to know what dynamic mixer track means.
Yeah,
I want to know what dynamic mixer track means because they touch the mixer.
Yeah,
so I'm like,
I'm going to read it. So dynamic mixture tracks.
It's got to be some real-time joint. It would make sense.
Dynamic mixer.
It would make sense.
No, it means it could change on a dime. Or maybe it's saying that it just maps it automatically to the mixer now. Maybe it does that.
Maybe that.
Dynamic mode, where it's like if you open one, it'll go to 1. If you open another, 2, 3, 4. That's what makes sense.
I mean, it could do that.
As opposed to y'all trying to make a send for every time y'all trying to take it to the mixer.
Yeah.
I used to understand that workflow really well until I got to Pro Tools, and I was like, this makes more sense to me as far as it. Once again, when it comes to that routing and stuff like that with y'all, that's the one thing that's what always takes me out, is that routing. I'm not a hater.
You're a hater.
I'm not a hater.
I have a great new segment.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry.
You just made me think about it.
Can we bring it to the next one?
NFL Studio.
No, we're lighting right here.
No. Bring it to the next one.
Wait.
I'm not gonna start this.
Dang, relax.
All right, do you think?
NFL Studio. Yeah, because y'all haven't
spat out. Yeah.
NFL Studio dynamic mixer tracks refers to the ability to dynamically link the channel rack with the playlist view and the mixer tracks.
Come on, bro. I called that.
More streamlined and efficient workflow when routing audio. This means that you can add or modify elements to the channel rack. As you add or modify elements in the channel rack, the corresponding mixer tracks are updated automatically and vice versa.
Makes sense. Okay, it makes sense. So that was just a workflow. So a lot of
benefits
workflow
are speed, organization, flexibility.
Yes.
I was about to say there could still be an argument as for like that kind of does involve ARA-ish kind of stuff.
I wouldn't think so. I think it's deeper. I think ARA is way deeper
really?
than that.
You think so?
Yeah. Because see it like this, for them to have like a quote unquote ARA kind of thing, it would be like, I'm trying to think what the equivalent would be like. Like he's recording right now and he's seeing that in, where are you even seeing that? You're just seeing it on the mixer track.
Yeah.
So he would have to click a button and ARA come up and he would manipulate those blocks.
But also to keep, I'm about to say, right? That's what I was gonna say. The easiest way to say is like Melodyne for you. Melodyne for you could bring up Melodyne in Pro Tools.
On that track.
For us, we have to go to something, say edit however we're gonna edit this waveform or sample,
right,
and it'll take us to a new window with Melodyne. It's acting as a third party that's gonna affect something once we finish over there,
and then it'll update there.
You can update it in Melodyne in Pro Tools, and it's literally happening at the same time as you're updating.
Yes.
You didn't even catch the double entendre. You did.
What?
You said new window.
Woo! And this has been the My Studio Nerds
for those who didn't get
podcast.
That, Steinberg New Window 14 is
the podcast for studio nerds like yourself.
If anyone didn't know, I'm gonna say it right now.
Please make sure
Gene ghostwrites all my raps.
You make sure. Make sure you comment, like, and subscribe. Also, one lucky person in the comment section will get that VIP Gold Edition Rosetta EQ compressor or Black Vortex. So please make sure you leave your @name from Instagram so we can hit you and say, yo, you might have won. Also, you can become a paid member of the channel. Our paid members already saw this episode, for instance. They also get free money in our store. For instance, our gold members get $10 in our store every single month. Our platinum members get $25 in our store every month. And our diamond members get $50 every single month in our store. Guess what the diamond members paid for the Black Vortex? Absolutely nothing. Exactly. A lot of really cool things. We got Zoom sessions, all kinds of things. We have some really special stuff coming as well. But a lot of perks. Diamond member chat. Shout out to the Diamond member chat. And yeah, we're out of here. LG, you can take us out.
And remember, man, if y'all still drinking Evian, you got a real problem. Like, seriously, stop. It's not funny.
Stop doing that. It's not cool.